It is official. Knicks to the conference finals for the first time since 2000 in Boston. Cancun bound with their whole future in question. New ownership ready to come in and blow the whole roster up, and their franchise star leaving in a walking boot. Heads up, what you're about to watch was filmed right after Game 3, before Jason Tatum ruptured his Achilles and the Celtics doubled down on chucking from deep. Keep that in mind while we show you exactly why we saw this meltdown coming a mile away. I think it's a wrap. Bruh, back it up. The Celtics are out here shooting more threes than Steph Curry at the All-Star game, and it's going to cost them. I'm telling you, Boston's about to become the poster child for why this three-point obsession needs to stop. And you know who's to blame? Big Head Joe. This man is out here like a scientist with one formula. Shoot more threes. It's like he thinks the only way to win is to rain down shots from deep, even when the whole squad's out there throwing up brick.
Good old Joey, man. And the funny thing is, right, a lot of people see the formula that the Golden State Warriors put in place, right? But there's two key things that people seem to forget, right? It's Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, all right? So that being said, bro, you're acting like Boston's already done. Yeah, they got smacked in game 1 and game 2, but they just bounced back with a 20-point win. All right, this thing's going 7. Boston's too good just to fold like that. I mean, Jason Tatum's the guy who said, we did it. All right, he ain't going out like that.
Well, look, I'm saying this over because Boston, they're just not going to change. Missoula's too caught up in proving a point. And I'm telling you, if they lose this series, it's going to be because they were too confident in something that clearly was not working. The Knicks got their heads cracked in game 3, but that's not enough to make me believe they've solved anything. At what point does confidence cross the line? If you ask me, this Celtic team has a hint of arrogance, and that's something that's not going to serve them well. They didn't take the Knicks serious.
Yo, Ty, I think you might be letting your Knicks fandom get to you, but you're right on one thing, all right? That is the challenge when you win it all. Everyone thinks the blueprint is set, okay? I mean, you start thinking you can just wash, rinse, and repeat. But the league catches up, all right? That's why going back-to-back is so rare.
Exactly. And it's like Boston thinks they've already cracked the code, so they're too proud to tweak it. It's one thing to be confident, but when the shots aren't falling and you're still out there bombing away, that's not confidence. It's stubbornness disguised as strategy. I'm telling you, if Boston crashes out because they just kept launching threes, whether it's the Knicks or any other team that sends them packing, it's on Missoula's head. This could be the moment where the entire NBA realizes the analytic nerds don't always have the answers. You can't just live and die by the three and expect to coast to a championship.
Look, I still got faith in Boston. They're too good to go out that sad. You really think this series is over just like that?
Yeah, I'm calling it. They're done. That game 3 blowout just gave them false hope. And when they lose, and they will, it's going to be the wake-up call I've been waiting on. You can't just keep chucking threes and call it strategy. And I'm going to be real. Do I think the whole league's going to change overnight? Of course not. But if Boston does go out in 5 or 6, it's going to force some folks to rethink how much is too much. They're about to hit that tipping point where just relying on the math doesn't cut it.
It's kind of wild, man. I mean, I get it. Analytics say shoot more threes, more points per possession, all that. But are these guys true fans of the game? Are they true? Do they truly understand the game? I mean, back when I was growing up, you didn't see dudes pulling up from 30 feet just because the coach said it was efficient. All right, you know what was efficient? A layup, a little hook shot, a little drop step, get a little bucket. All right, something that actually went in. Do I need to say anything other than Shaquille O'Neal?
Hey, I ain't mad at it. It's why I've been saying all year, Boston is my least favorite team to watch in the entire association. They shoot way too many threes. I get it. They're talented, but it's like they're allergic to anything inside the arc.
I mean, tell me about it. I ain't a pocket watcher, but you got Jalen Brown making $50 million a year and an all-NBA first teamer in Jason Tatum, and they can't figure it out. I mean, it's almost embarrassing. You're telling me 2 elite wings, both capable of getting a bucket any way they want, and now they're just chucking threes like they're role players hoping one finally drops? Nah, man. Why even have skills if you're just going to stand around and launch from deep? These dudes are supposed to be killers. Attack the rim, draw the foul, something. You're too good to be out there like a rec league team that just found the 3-point line for the first time.
It's like they think shooting more threes makes up for not hitting them. Joe Mazzulla's probably thinking if we shoot 60, law of averages says at least 20 got to drop. Honestly, Joe, you might just be too smart for your own good. He's so deep into these numbers, he's forgetting that sometimes you just gotta play ball. Get Brunson in a mismatch and go at him. It could be that simple.
It's like that dude at the gym who keeps shooting from half court, yelling, one more, after every brick, like eventually it's gonna go in. Boston's out there chucking like they're in a bad shooting contest, hoping one finally drops.
Exactly. Or like your boy who keeps dialing up that 20-leg parlay like, dog, why are you always swinging for the fences? That's the wild part, though. Joe Mazzulla's out there acting like he's cracked the code. It's not even stubbornness, bro. It's this weird over-the-top confidence. It's these vendettas he tries to pick for his players. It's all manufactured, and it's not gonna work.
All right, you my guy, but that's where I think you're tripping a little bit. You act like Boston's just out there throwing up bricks for fun. I mean, they're one of the best teams in the association. They didn't just stumble into the playoffs. Shooting threes is what got them there.
And I'm sorry, but when you're getting exposed because your shots aren't falling, you can't just keep forcing it. You gotta adapt. Instead, Mazzulla's out here like he's daring the universe to prove him wrong. It's like, we're the Celtics. We'll shoot our way out of anything. 18 championships. La, la, la. It's all arrogance.
But you just want them to start playing bully ball, though? Mid-range fadeaways and post-ups? Come on, bro. This ain't 05. You sound like one of those old heads that hates on the three just because it's new.
Nah, I'm not saying they need to go full 90s ISO ball, but can we get a little mix up in that offense? Can we drive the basket when you're missing 10 straight? I'm just saying, being confident is one thing. When you're down bad, confidence can turn into being hard-headed. And honestly, it's not just the threes that are killing them. Yeah, those are getting the headlines, but let's talk about Porzingis being a non-factor with whatever mystery illness he's got going on. And Tatum and Brown practically disappearing in fourth quarter after fourth quarter. That's just as much of the problem. You're looking at your top guys when it's winning time, and they're not showing up. It's not just about threes. It's about your best players.
All right, you're bringing up some good points, but I'd be remiss to say if I don't think you're calling it just a little too quickly. I mean, the series isn't over. It's probably going to 7. I mean, Boston's just too good to just fold like that. Yeah, they've been shaky. I think we can all agree on that. But you really think they're not going to respond? They still got 2 more games at least. All right, and it's the playoffs. All right, nobody getting bounced that easy, especially not a team with this experience and especially not a team that's talented.
Well, I agree with everything you said, but I'm saying it's still over because it's not going to change. Mazzulla's too caught up in proving a point, and I'm telling you, if they lose this series, it's going to be because they were too confident in something that wasn't working.
Listen, brother, normally I'm buying, but this time I'm on Canal Street flipping the fake watches, all right? Boston's too good to let a couple of bad shooting nights end their season. I'm telling you, they'll bounce back. Even if it's not to win the series, at least to take it to 7. Look, man, you're making it sound like Boston's out here being reckless on purpose, all right? You don't think they see the same numbers? They knew they were missing shots. But confidence is part of what makes great teams great. You can't just abandon who you are because of a bad stretch.
Bro, there's a difference between confidence and delusion. It's like they think they've got this magic aura because we're the Celtics. Missed threes turn into long rebounds, fast breaks, and easy points the other way.
So you're saying they should just scrap the complete game plan because they had a couple of cold games? Nah, fam. You don't get to the playoffs by second guessing yourself. You get to the playoffs by doing things consistently. You push through, and eventually, even for Joey Mazzulla, your shots start falling. That's how hoopers think. They can't just turn into the Heat overnight, grinding out wins, playing ugly. That's not who they are. You play your style, and you trust that'll work when it matters.
But remember you said that when they're going home early, because they wouldn't stop shooting. Sometimes confidence becomes arrogance. That's my point here. That's my take. That's exactly what I'm seeing from Boston.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. There's all validity in all of that. I'm going to stand by what I said. But Boston ain't the only team that lives and dies by the 3. All right, you act like they invented this style. A bunch of teams do it. And when it works, boy, does it work. It's not just the Celtics trying to shoot their way out of a slump.
True, a lot of teams ride that 3-point wave, but here's the thing. Others know when to switch gears. Boston, they're acting like just because they hoisted that Larry O, the same script will work again. But the league evolves. Defenses adapt, and if you don't, you're setting yourself up for a harsh wake-up call.
But that's the thing about being the champs. You've already proved your way works. You think they're just going to ditch the formula that got them a ring? Sticking to what made you great is how you power through. I mean, it's not just false confidence. It's trusting your identity. It's building your play style. I mean, you got Tatum out there believing he can shoot through anything, and sometimes he does. You don't want him second-guessing himself mid-playoff series. You can't have your best player overthinking. Do I need you to remind you, bro? We did it!
Nah, I get it. They did do it. But there is a difference between confidence and being in denial. And Boston's in denial right now, bro. They're acting like every cold night is just a fluke. Instead of realizing, hey, maybe we need a little more adjustments.
No, facts, bro. And to be honest, just for clarity for everybody, I think that's the corniest thing in the world. Jason Tatum wants to be KG so bad, all right? But something else that's funny, all right? You're talking like Boston's on vacation while the other team's in the gym. I still think it's just a matter of getting the rhythm back.
All right, let's say Boston somehow pulls it off and gets past the Knicks. Cool, congrats, you survived. But that doesn't mean that this strategy is sustainable. You can't just keep chucking threes all playoffs and hope the math works out more than it doesn't. At some point, that law of averages Joe Mazzulla loves so much is going to slap him in the face. If they keep playing like this, even if they squeak by, the next team's going to eat them alive.
Nah, I hear you, bro. I hear you. But at the end of the day, man, we're going to just have to see what we have to see. And at the end of the day, Ty, I know if Boston pulls through, you're going to be on here admitting that Jason Tatum and them did it.
I'll give them credit if they actually adjust and play smart. But if they advance by playing this three-heavy style of basketball, can't lie, I'm going to hate it. I am. The NBA is slipping into a place I don't love as a fan. And if Boston wins, I think it slips even further into the wrong direction.
And Ty, there's a reason we co-host the NBA podcast together, because we both relate. We're both true fans of the game. And I feel you on that, man. As much as I love seeing guys light it up from deep, when every possession is just a three, it's like we're losing the art of the game. I mean, the numbers don't lie. I mean, look at the ratings. Mid-range, the drive, the post-up, all that's getting phased out. It's like basketball is becoming a numbers game instead of a skill game.
Well said, brother. It's not about hating threes. It's about balance. When the whole strategy is just launch and pray. It's like we're forgetting what makes basketball great. Jason Tatum has a great post-up game, but you wouldn't know that by watching his basketball games. You'd have to find a Drew Hanlon off-season workout, and that's bad for the game in my opinion.
Well, I knew you'd come around. So basically, we're both saying shoot threes, but don't forget how to hoop. Oh, of course, bro. I knew you were on the same page. I just don't want every team turning into a three-point machine thinking it's the only way to win. A little variety never hurt anybody. So I agree with you, brother.
Word up. Hit your shots, but don't act like it's the only way to play, coaches. You got to be able to do something else when they're not dropped. Otherwise, it's just a glorified shooting contest, and that ain't basketball.
Absolutely. And speaking of finding balance, bro, you finally figured out how to balance that beard game. Last week, he was looking like Boston's shooting percentage. Little rough.
Whoa, that's crazy. But shouts out to Andre, my barber, and EvanAlexanderGrooming.com, official affiliate of the Hoop Plug podcast.
You already know, man. EvanAlexanderGrooming.com. They got it all. The hair care, the beard care, the skin care. They give me everything they need to keep the beard elite. Okay?
That's why you guys got to plug out that promo code _plug_ for a spool 20% off for all your men's hair and skincare needs.
Yes, sir. And as always, guys, appreciate y'all rocking with us. Again, happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, put some flavor in your ear.
Peace.